Hey, sorry, I have to make a second part to this. I don't even know where it clipped off, but basically, the energy was incredible. Okay, and when you're channeling those higher realms, okay, like very like ascended masters, you know, Thoth. When I'm talking to Thoth, okay, for example, I'm trying to give you guys a few examples. Three Eye Atlas would be one. Yeshua in his highest form would be one, okay? Like when he comes in as like Sky Father to me, just all golden light and pure and just like beautiful, very euphoric, okay? That kind of consciousness, when you're channeling that kind of consciousness, it is so incredible. It's really amazing, okay? And that's the experience I had with Three Eye Atlas, just beautiful. Now I can channel it now and we'll get information, but it's not the same as when you're in the vision of Three Eye Atlas. Does that make sense? So when you're really deep and you go deep and those beings come in, it's a whole body experience, okay? But you can also work on channeling like I do. And if you ever need help with that, that's one of the things I specialize in, and that's one of the things I teach. I'm teaching a class on Monday too. But I help people to clear their channel, okay? Start getting the information that you need. Get into that higher state of mind. Go deeper, okay? And that's what we did with Three Eye Atlas. Like I can tell you from experience, like if you'll just quiet your mind a little bit and let go of the fear, yeah, there isn't anything that you can't connect with and learn from, okay? And you can set the intention on your channeling, by the way, for it to be protected, for it to be surrounded by God light, by love. You could ask the Lyrans to help you because I know they're helping us right now. That presence is very strong with Three Eye Atlas. There's something there, you guys, and I've always been connected to them. I actually had a dear friend of mine. I'm going to have to tag her in this one. We did a session and long story short, I haven't seen her in years. So she would not have known all of this. This was so authentic, you guys. Her first past life regression that we did on her, she went back to a life where she was Pleiadian. And I was her sister in that life. And I died younger. And she raised my daughter. And my daughter, her niece that she raised, married a Lyran. And it was a political marriage. Now listen, she has no background in metaphysics, did not know this was, she's had no experience with any of this. This was legit just where she went, okay? And my daughter married a Lyran. It was a political marriage, and then they were sent to Earth. And it was like 10 to 15,000 years ago is what we were told in the session. And they came here to help seed new DNA into the planet and to help the planet. Now listen to how strange this gets. When we finished the life and she crossed over in that life and she went to the higher realms and we asked about any connections in this life, she was told that her daughter, her firstborn in this life, is the daughter that was mine in that life. Now what's interesting about this, and of course she's not going to tell her children, they're little and it's too much for little kids right now to understand all of that. But I've done some baby meditations with her children, okay, little bitty meditations, which were incredible. They both did amazing, and I love them so much. But her oldest daughter, the one that was my daughter, when I had her draw her guardian angel, she drew the same symbol that I see. And I recognized it right away, and I was like, wow, talk about a confirmation, you guys. So when I say this whole cosmic thing is starting to come together, okay, and things are going to start making sense, and these connections to our star lineage, okay, to these other beings, it's real. And you know, this is what the indigenous know, okay? The indigenous peoples of all over the world, they know their connection to the stars, okay? They were told through the stories of their ancestors about our connections to these other realms, okay? And so, you know, I think there's a lot there that we could learn from. It doesn't mean that each collective doesn't have need for improvement. We all do, okay? Even indigenous populations. But I think there's a lot of truth there that we can learn from, okay? If you connect back to your roots of wherever your family ancestors would be from, you would start to reconnect to their stories of the stars and the star beings and the interactions with humanity. Okay, so I'm asking them, do I need to say anything else? I'm so sorry it was such a long video and had to make a part 2. But like, can you imagine? Like, this is what all came through. And yeah, I just feel like it's relevant. I know this, I want to tell you that when I was talking to 3i Atlas, Jesus was talking too the whole time. Of course, he doesn't call himself Jesus. He calls himself Yeshua. But in his higher self, he doesn't even call himself Yeshua. Sometimes he'll say Elohim. Other times he'll use another description. I just want to say that. And for those who are not familiar with that, just remember that names are something that humans use. Spirit, it's totally different. Consciousness is just, it doesn't necessarily have to do that to name itself. And you would see that in dreams even. If you encounter another being in a dream that you know, you don't actually have to know their name to know you know them. You just know. It's an instant awareness of their frequency and a familiarity with their frequency. And because each being has its own frequency in this grand universe, collective consciousness, okay? Names are not necessary in higher realms, okay? I think they give names for us to help us, okay? But so I want to say that for any Christians who hear this and who get triggered by talk of extraterrestrial or interdimensional, please don't be triggered, okay? Go back and watch that documentary. Like I said, Yeshua is connected to the stars. That is why a star appeared when he appeared, okay? Please, let's let go of these fears, you guys. Let's let go of preconceived ideas and let's allow Christ to teach us, okay? And the Christed consciousness is something that goes throughout many populations. 722, as I said, that's Mary Magdalene. Many star-seeded populations, so many beings throughout the universe are Christed with him, okay? So the help that we're receiving right now, it's really a great thing, you guys, and a great honor to be assisted by these advanced beings, And the more we can learn to interact with them and not fear them and just start communicating, think of it like you're a diplomat. That's what God has shown me. I'm a diplomat. I'm here to bridge the realms and the worlds, okay? You're a diplomat. And the more you can let go of fear and just begin to take these baby steps, whether you're stargazing or channeling or praying or just a simple prayer, okay, a simple prayer, asking for guidance on what is true. Just asking God for guidance, okay, opens the door for you to be taught. And there's all kinds of prophecies surrounding being teachable, okay? The more teachable we are, the more we're able and willing to learn, then we can be part of something really special. And it can be an amazing experience. It does not have to be a difficult experience. So, is there anything else you want to say about this? 3i Atlas, is there anything else you want to say? I know this was a lot, but I felt like it was all, they just said it's good. Let go of your fear of them, they said. They are not here to harm. They are peaceful. They help the planet through challenging times, such as this. They come from many realms together as one. They bring in many memories, many